this Parks Commission meeting to order. Let's take a roll call.
Chad Smith.
Melissa Morrow.
Don Hudson.
Victoria Johnson.
Great. All right. Well, hopefully this meeting will go pretty quick. Public comments. Nobody's here. Minutes from the January 14th meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Great.
Second.
Great. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, update from Western Hills Little League and girls softball.
No update.
Great, no update here. I do have a request from, I can't remember who, but some of the end caps on the bleachers, and one of the bleacher tops is actually completely not attached anymore.
Okay.
So I think we just need to get those repaired. I think Western Hills Little League normally does that. Sound good?
On baseball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Diana, did you have something?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Great.
Stop squeaking over there then.
I know, right? All right, the quarterly walkthroughs, I think Mary Elizabeth and I were the one who did it, or?
Yes, yeah, you guys did it for January. Do you have any major updates, Izzy?
I wouldn't consider major, but some.
Okay, good, great.
Lay it on.
Bless you.
What?
Hello, y'all.
Howdy.
October.
Thank you for your time.
Oh no.
Yes.
I'm sorry I haven't been able to make the other meetings,
No, you're
but
good.
if y'all just convey to Michaela when y'all want me to speak or any updates, just give me some heads up, and then that way I can push everything off to the side and then come and just work with y'all.
I know. Are you able to mute you?
Perfect.
For
Diana,
the-
you might need to mute. Okay, great,
Okay.
thanks.
Just an update from the October 15th walkthrough that was done by Diana and Mary Elizabeth. It looks like the erosion issues over from that's still pending because of the capital project that we're working on. I guess you can speak on that.
At the field house?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the sprinkler or the irrigation issue that was going on at the Butterfly Garden, that I believe has been addressed, and it's going to be ongoing as well. It's an old infrastructure, so it'll get fixed if somebody walks on it or if a dog scratch. It's going to be ongoing. So as that issue arises again, just let us know, and we'll send one of the guys out there to address
I
it.
wasn't aware of the issue. What?
I believe back then there was no water out there, or the heads, or I believe there's no irrigation heads, but there's actually a soaker system out there that's been fixed.
Okay. I know they were off for a while because of the cold weather,
Yeah.
the freeze, which is.
No, even before then. This was like the walkthrough back in October.
Okay.
And
That's great to have that done, by the way. That was
yeah,
twice a week for me.
our guys
watering
have
that
been,
thing.
on top of that. We've sent Johnny out to some of these training, and he's actually has taken a love to it. So yeah, have at it, buddy. We don't have to outsource it anymore. We're keeping it
Yes.
in house.
That's
Because anytime we have to outsource any type of irrigation work, it gets really expensive. Well, anything for that matter, any type of work.
Yeah.
The Lower Park Library, that's been that issue with it being, there's
not leaking.
condensation. Now it's not leaking anymore.
Yep.
Now they've actually done a nice little roof on there.
It looks
and
good.
Carlos went above and beyond and painted the. It's funny because I said, you know what, that library or whatever we call it, it actually reminds me of the colors of your house. And he says, you know what? No wonder I like it so much, because it's the same colors as his house. So,
That's funny.
and that's everything else. Again, it's still ongoing,
Okay.
and it's all with the issues with erosion and any upgrades to the road and any of that. We really can't do anything until the capital improvement project that
Yeah.
gets underway.
One quick question, there's that triangle between, at the lower pavilion, between the new steps and there's like just a dirt area? I can't remember, are you going to put turf there or are you going to put concrete or?
Oh, that's on the next walkthrough here,
Okay,
so.
sorry,
No, and I can address that. Initially, we were gonna put like bull rock or gravel, something that'll help mitigate all the erosion or any water, help filter it out. But I did see somebody had suggested probably putting some turf.
I almost feel like if you put rock or whatever, it's just gonna end up downhill onto the sidewalk again, which
Uh-huh.
I think was one of the issues we had before. So, I mean, it seems like turf, if you can attach it there, might be
Well, we
better.
can because all we have to do is just spike it. I
Yeah.
mean, I actually like that thought
Yeah.
more than I do the bull rock because you're right. The bull rock eventually, it's heavy enough that it won't wash away onto you, but definitely kids will, or even just adults walking through and just not paying attention, they'll kick it
Yeah,
and out of place. But yeah, we can try it. And actually, it's probably be a lot less inexpensive doing the turf than it is actually
Right.
doing the bull. And that bull rock, so probably a thought would probably put some compacted sand underneath it and
Mhm.
then doing the
turf,
turf.
great. Awesome.
So, well, the other item here, the railroad ties that were misaligned by the parking lot, those have already, we've realigned those railroad ties. Some of them need replacing, we just haven't gone out and purchased those yet, but anything that was misaligned, it's already realigned.
Great,
The painting of the benches, we'll probably get to that in the spring. And some of those, the metal benches, they'll probably have to be grinded and then put a new coat of paint on there. But anything else that's wood, although I did notice one that's actually, I noticed some rotting on one of them. Because we went through and all the picnic benches, they actually were replaced, the wood that was rotted out, new boards were put on there and new paint, they were primed and painted. But we do have one more bench that I noticed some rotting underneath it, so again, we'll probably get to those in the spring once it gets, the weather's a little bit nicer. Because if we paint them right now with this weather,
Yeah.
the paint won't dry correctly. And with Weston, the last I spoke with, well, actually his mom came by a couple of weeks ago and dropped off a waiver or I'm not sure what it was, like some type of not really a contract, but something stating that they are going to be doing some work here at the park or at the city, and I signed off on it. She took it back to their council, the Eagle Scouts Council, and I'm not sure if they're needing or waiting on permission or saying yes, go ahead and move forward, or they accepted their. I'm not sure what that paperwork I signed that was, but
Have you heard anything, Don, or no?
No, not for several weeks.
Okay.
I did get an email from him, you probably got the same one, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago.
correct.
It was just saying, not sure when he's gonna start, and it wasn't, not
I guess
much
we all
comment.
misunderstood. We thought they were going to start the project right away because I went out and I bought sand for them, and
Oh,
that was not the case. They still needed to go to their council.
yeah,
And with that being said, the mom, Wes's mom mentioned that they were still going to be I guess this past weekend they went on a trip. So if they were to start the project, it would probably be towards the end of the month.
okay, great,
And I'm just waiting to hear from Weston or from somebody saying, yeah, we're going to start this weekend, and we'll move forward with that.
great. Well, definitely, my experience with Eagle Scout projects is the process of approval can take a little bit longer than you think. And then, so they just have to have all their ducks in a row with us first, and then they take it to their, I think they have to do their council. It's almost like their troop, their council, and some other sign-offs. And then, but when he calls back and says, okay, now I'm approved, it will be really important for both of you to say if a weekend is not good for you. Because I do think they're gonna need some guidance on how to set those first
Yeah,
stones.
I'm planning on
Okay.
meeting up with them before they begin and going over it with Weston and his crew.
Yeah,
Cause my concern is that those rocks weigh 30 or 40 pounds.
oh,
and,
yeah.
No, definitely.
You'll be muscling them around and you could mash some fingers, so.
Yeah. So it's totally okay for you all to say, hey, that weekend doesn't work, let's find a different one. Just know that you have the veto power if it's not a convenient time, or if there's events or something like that going on.
So on the public works side, we'd agreed to have that area which they designated they're gonna work on, that we'll have that prepped for them, and have the sand and materials or some, hand tools. But then, Don was gracious enough to say he'd help them actually, the process that he went through as far as placing those
I'll
stones.
show them how I did it.
Correct.
But I don't plan on staying and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think they don't want a lot of adult supervision.
Yeah.
That's sort of, the purpose is kind of to demonstrate that
Yeah,
little project management and
for sure.
that kind of stuff, so.
Correct.
But I'll satisfy myself that they know how to be safe about the whole thing,
Perfect,
so.
great.
And that's all I have. Do y'all have any questions for me?
I've got a question.
Yes.
What's going on with the bathrooms in the park? I noticed 2 weekends in a row they were not open.
That was due to a possible freeze. So,
This last weekend they weren't open.
they should have been open. That I'll address that with with police chief, because their police
Is that who
department,
does that?
they're supposed to open it up on the weekends.
So can we actually go let them know if it's so?
Yes, please.
Because 2 weekends in a row, it's been beautiful. A lot of people out there, and the bathrooms are closed.
Oh
all
no,
day
please
long.
let the
Like that, just contact the on-duty.
on-duty police officer.
Great, I'll do that. Thank
I
you.
thought it was the time, because we did have, because we had water shut off to the whole park, so there was no sense in having the restrooms open at that time.
Yeah, no, these were the last 2 weekends, and I was surprised because it was beautiful, and so I thought maybe something was broken.
Oh, feel free to reach out to us, like send us an email, or even on the weekends, because we'll get a hold of somebody,
Great.
make sure that they open up those restrooms.
Thank you.
Great. And Michaela, will you just tell whoever's on duty the next, yeah,
Yes.
because there's probably maybe a duty change and they just didn't know or
didn't-
something.
Well, what it is some of the police officers that were on duty and they might no longer be here anymore, so they
Yeah.
probably not aware of.
Didn't pass
We
that.
also
protocol.
just lose an officer too, so we are like.
yeah.
Oh
very-
no, we lost another one?
I'm sorry?
We lost another one? So sorry.
But we are short staffed, but if y'all
Yeah.
need anything like that, just call the on-duty and they'll be able to take care of that for you. And you might get like a, quick response or something like that.
Okay.
On my behalf, I'll send an email to police chief and let her know, hey, we need to make sure that those restrooms are open on the weekends.
That'd be great, yeah, because there were a lot of people practicing baseball, just no organized practice, but there were people up there, and it's starting to get beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
serious business.
It is. We don't want what happens when they're not open.
yeah, exactly.
And did you have a question for me?
I did not.
Okay.
I'm doing great.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Izzy.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it. All right. Oh yeah, update, discussion, possible action regarding a recommendation to accept donations for Rollingwood Park.
Okay, so your request to accept donations for the park was approved by City Council. And I'm not sure if you guys took a look at the attachment in the packet, but I went ahead and put that language that you guys drafted on a draft bill just to see what it would look like. And it doesn't really show it, but on this amount side right here, you'll kind of see like different charges like sewer, residential, water base, kind of like that setup right there. If someone were to have a continuous donation or just a one-time donation, it would show up as a line item right here, and it would just say park donation. But I'm not sure if you guys like the way this is set up right now, or if you guys like to make any changes. With this current language, we cannot add anything else. So we wouldn't be able to add like, contact City Hall or have a link for a bit.ly link to take them somewhere to begin that donation process. But this just kind of gives them an idea, and I'm sure they would know to contact us. But it's just kind of like revisiting this item, see what you guys think, and kind of go from there. And if you want, I can make copies if y'all want to take a look at it right now.
I was gonna say the same thing, that the, the language is fine, but it really doesn't do anything if you don't point them to the city to make a donation.
Right.
All it says is we've formed a Friends of Rollingwood Park and what that goal is. It almost makes no sense as drafted
We also
without
might
saying,
So how do you donate?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I mean, ideally we'd say to donate, go to www.friendsofrollingwoodpark.com.
They can't add it onto their water bill.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Can they add it onto their water bill?
Can you click a box and add it to your?
They can add it onto their water bill.
So we can
I've got it
add,
up here, I'm good.
oh, okay, good. We can add, like, I think what you guys are talking about, we'd be able to do that on our service application. Not necessarily on this like on the bill. I don't think we would be equipped to do something like that, but an idea that I did have is possibly having a bit.ly link or something like that, or having them contact city staff. But with us adding that, we would need to modify the language that's already there, since we wouldn't be able to add any more characters to
So
So
how many
thi-
characters
this-
is this?
Oh, it's just we need to make it shorter, is what you're saying.
This maxes
that,
out
and
your-
like just provide, like who y'all would want them to contact if they were interested in having that as an option for their bill.
So we can't make it as a add-on to your water bill, just a line for like Austin does with trees and
Help your neighbor.
help your neighbor. They've got a lot of like 3 or 4 lines to fill out, optional.
It will be. It's just like it says the sewer, sorry.
Yeah.
And Veronica's our go-to on this, and she's
Yeah.
our utility billing manager.
Yes, where you see the water bill and you see the line where it says water base 5/8
I don't think we see that part.
on the,
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I see it.
okay, it'll just have
Right.
another line where it'll
Okay.
say, park donations.
Okay.
But it would say that if you were already like set up like as a reoccurring thing,
Right.
or if you did contact us, beforehand, hey, I'd like to make a one-time donation, then it would then be it would be seen on your bill then.
So it's not something we can add in as
Correct.
a, just whenever they feel like checking if they can.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, it would kind of need to be already set up for them to see that line item on your bill.
So could we take out in the center of our city, at the end of it, and just put, the goal is to raise funds, and then have a parenthetical that says, contact us, end a parenthetical, that should be used exclusively for beautifying and preserving this wonderful gem, and just end it like that, and then we at least say, contact us to,
And do you want them to contact us or like city staff? Do we want to provide, or like, is there any specific contact information that you have in mind?
y'all tell me what's easiest to
Okay.
do.
We can just have them contact City Hall if they're interested. That's something that we can definitely do. My only concern with us modifying language right now is that, do you know what the character limit is?
What was it, 400?
I think.
I think it was 400.
Okay. So the character limit is approximately 400, and I could always work with you guys offline
Yeah.
to do that. Is there?
Yeah, I think that works for me. Contact us, exclamation point.
Is there
Um,
another way we could put a notice on our on the website and then include a link or a website address that they can go look at and get more information?
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Because if we could put it on the website
Good
and then
idea.
they knew how to visit
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
they would not have to get so much information from you.
For sure, yes, absolutely.
It'd be even better, yeah, to say the goal is to raise funds, parenthetical, and then say, call 512, or say email info@rollingwoodpark.com, you know,
Okay.
whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can do that, the goal is to raise funds, parenthetical, contact, you know, email us at such and such, into parenthetical, and then just take out in the center of our city, because I think everybody knows that.
Yeah.
You know, to me, if it were me, I would see a place on my water bill, and if I was feeling generous, I'd go, okay, here's $15 for the park, and put it on there. And I like the idea of just having a line, and it just flows right through the water billing. It's not like contact the city, go to a website. If we can avoid that, I think we'll get more participation.
Yes.
And I don't know if we can,
I think that'd be slick too. I don't think they have the capability of.
That's right.
Pulling it
As
off.
much as a
Well, now,
great idea
Veronica,
that
you
is.
say we do have the capability?
No, correct, we do not.
We do not, okay.
Yeah.
Could we put like,
So,
a separate slip in with the water bill that would require a separate check, so they wouldn't be able to combine those?
so I think what we're trying to do is get people to sign up to be a ongoing giver monthly.
It can either be ongoing or
Okay.
a one time.
But what I'm thinking is, so again, because you're right, the way you get people to donate is in the middle of them already giving you $10 or, $30. They just check this box and $5 more gets added onto their bill. That's our ideal situation.
Right.
We know we can't do that. The person has to call you and have it added into the system. Is that
Correct.
okay? So it sounds like what we're gonna have to do is sort of a campaign and information. I think it's gonna require a thing that goes in your water bill 3 times a year that says, if you would like to, and it'll be, I guess.
We
so-
can. Sorry, go ahead.
It'll be recurring only.
So it'll be like, in order to sign up for the Give to the Parks thing, to be recurring on your bill, please complete this form, and then it will be recurring.
And we can do that, we can, if,
Recurring, yes, and you
if-
can do it one time.
Recurring or
Well,
one time,
now-
then we could.
and that's on the water bill?
Yes.
Well, it's
What
not
is-
the water
what is
bill,
it
it'll
that
be,
we-
it'll be in the water bill, but it'll be a separate sheet of paper that they'll have to return. Is that right?
Because ideally it would be part of the water bill, but you said we couldn't do something. I'm a little confused.
Okay, so on the water bill, if you call me and you tell me, yes, I want it to be $5 every month, I can add that to the water bill, and you'll see the line on there, Parks donation, $5.
Got it.
On a monthly basis. If you only want it once, then you just tell me, I only wanna do a one-time donation, and as long as I receive the information before the end of the month, cause that's when I do my billing, then you'll see it on your water bill.
So they have to
Otherwise-
work through you. They have to set up recurring through you, or set up a one-time
Correct,
by
yes.
contacting you. Okay.
Now what we can do is kind of like what you were saying, awareness, like messaging this statement, the bill message. We could have that on the bill, like on a quarterly basis. Sometimes there are things that we need to ensure that we put on the water bill, like winter averaging is ready or available, and letting people know that we're in the middle of winter averaging and all that good stuff. But we can still put the donation bill message on a quarterly basis, just so you guys aren't always, having to say, hey, this is available. It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you mean?
Yes, so I think it's 2 things.
Okay.
One, so we're saying we can leave this and contact her and she can set you up. But I
Mhm.
think we're gonna have to really do an education and can we send something in the water bill that's like pink or yellow or blue or something
Mhm.
that says, or green, that says, in order to sign up for recurring, to be a member of the Friends of Rollingwood Park, for this year, we'll need you to complete this form. Now, my question is there a version of that that's online? Cause I don't think I get my, do I even look at my bill? I guess when I get my bill electronically, do I get a physical bill anymore?
You have the option to. I'm not sure if specifically for you, if you
Right,
have.
So
I do.
how
I
many,
get one.
how many people get a physical bill?
I do.
Yeah,
I'm
You can-
sure it's
you
one of
can
those
guess,
things you can opt
50%?
out.
200, a little bit less than 200.
so about half the people are getting physical bills, the rest are getting,
Physical bills,
yeah,
385.
okay. And that includes businesses and residential.
Correct.
And then, how many do just electronic?
I have about a little bit over 200.
Okay,
And you do have the option to have both.
yeah. So that's what I wanted to make sure is we didn't miss the people who are doing it electronically.
It doesn't, because whatever message I put on there, it's the same message in electronic. But when you wanna add an insert, then I email them a copy.
Oh, great,
Since
okay,
I don't have that many,
terrific,
it
okay.
it doesn't make it hard.
great. So yeah, I think we'll probably need to get a group together to come up with what the flyer's gonna look like. So it looks really happy and
Yeah.
inviting and simple and, but we'll have a small parks committee work on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
But meanwhile, we'll leave
There's
this.
a little bit up in the air as far as how we're actually gonna do this, so I think,
'Cause I was,
I think we have a pretty good idea of like direction on where you guys want to go in regards to editing the language and possibly, and if you're happy, or sorry, if you want to give us some information, we'd be happy to make a news post and like have that as a link so people can access that. I think we have a pretty good
Okay,
idea of what you guys are wanting. If you just want to give us that information, and you know, we're happy to help in any way that we can.
okay. Is there, anyone who wants to volunteer to work on the flyer or,
I'll work on it.
okay, great.
I
Diane?
will.
Okay, great. Okay, Dawn and Diana will work on the flyer.
And I'll run this by legal, but I'm sure if we make changes, we would probably need council approval on that. But I don't see any roadblocks for this,
Yeah.
so should be smooth sailing.
Whatever's on the flyer, I think would be a good idea if it were also on the website under
Mhm.
parks. so
Yep.
Sure.
People could,
Yep,
you know, know a way to get that information without having to make a phone call.
Sure.
As I understand it, the way we're talking about it is, if they wanna make a one-time donation, they just need to let you know before the end of the month.
correct.
Okay, if they wanna make an ongoing, similarly, they just need to let you know, and then it will show up on their water bill.
Correct.
Okay. Okay,
it's more gonna be educating people about that.
right,
Mm.
right.
So that's why I call it a campaign, a kind of a fundraising campaign. We're gonna have to, probably, we'll send out the email, we'll send out
Like a
a
bill
flyer
insert.
in the bills,
Mhm.
and we'll update something on the website. And then, if we can, do a social media post
Yeah, sure.
that reminds people,
And even,
hey, if
you know,
wanna give
even
to
when
the
things
park.
are approved, we can put signs up in the park. You know,
Yeah.
we can put them in all of our bulletin boards. So
Yeah.
I think I think we're heading in the right direction.
Cool.
And
And-
if they don't do it, we'll have to have a cupcake sale, so.
That's right.
Exactly.
And so if they could call you or email you?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we'll use her email and or call. Great. I like
And
it.
if y'all have any questions, just let us know. We're happy to help.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
All right.
thanks. Now, in my long-term plan, we also will have little stickers that say Friends of the Park.
Yeah,
around the park.
that was my
Yeah.
next.
Yep. So, and it'll say Friends of the Park 2025. So each year you have to update yours.
Never
Of course.
throw out a
Of course. It
Exactly.
decomposes environmentally within 12 months,
Right.
no matter what.
All right, great. Okay, well, thanks a lot. Discussion possible action on next steps for the Rolling Park planting project.
Okay, so the project was approved by City Council. We went ahead and reached out to Moss Verde to get a new quote, and the updated quote that they sent us was still lower than 50,000, and it's also lower than the original quote that they gave us. So that's great. And then we sent the proposal out to a couple of other businesses that we've worked in the past and historically underutilized businesses. And we did get one response back from Moon Valley Nursery, and that was added into the packet over the weekend. So if you guys like, I can print a copy for you.
I think you did.
Oh, okay, yes. Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
it's
got
on the table.
We got it.
But I believe Izzy clarified with me today that in Moon Valley Nursery's quote, they only quoted us for trees, not the irrigation. I don't think they were interested in pursuing that. But as you guys know, Moss Verde did include irrigation and trees. And so from here, I believe you guys can review and see what proposal you guys would like to move forward with. And then I believe that would be a recommendation to City Council.
How many other quotes did RCDC want us to get?
Well, we put it out to how many vendors? Do you
I
know?
would say 4 or 5.
Okay.
So
So we put it out to 4 or 5 vendors, but we only got back
2 responses?
2 responses.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
His, Moss Verde is down about $10,000
Yeah.
or $8,000 or $9,000
Yeah.
from the
What was their
original.
final bid? Moss Verde?
the first one was about 49,000, and I believe the new one is
41.
41. Okay,
Oh, wow.
I couldn't remember.
So with this Moon Valley, what does it mean? It says declined. Do you know what that means on this line?
Yeah, it
Not part of the
keeps,
quote.
Decline Giant MVP Pro Care.
and then right under it says Giant Weather Protection Plan.
Right.
So I don't know if, maybe we turned down MVP care and just went with protection plan.
That's probably a seasonal feeding the trees or caring for the trees, I would guess.
Veronica, can you see if Izzy is around?
These
I
guys
don't-
advertise.
I think he'll be able to give you some more
Okay.
clarification, but Izzy let me know that in this quote, they just did the trees and not the irrigation. So
Right.
technically, this is not
It's not
the full scope.
It's not the full scope.
For what you guys would like.
Yeah.
comparison.
Whereas I'm assuming the Moss Verde is.
Yes,
41,
irrigation
so
and
that's
trees are
better anyway.
both included in that quote.
Yeah.
Of any of the other people that you've sent the request to, are they working on it or?
We gave them so we reached out to them early last week. We gave them a deadline of today at 10 a.m. So if there are anything that we received between then and now, I would be able to upload it to the meeting packet. But we did not receive any more. We only received that one from Moon Valley Nursery.
So Moss Verde is still
The better.
more stuff
Mhm.
and less money,
Yes.
so.
Oh, that, Moon Nurseries has I believe a warranty type where if they plant it, they warranty for so many months. I think it's a year. And
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've had several friends who've used them who really like that fact about them, that they come out and plant it and guarantee it for.
yeah, so we
certain amount of
declined
time.
that.
Okay.
We declined that, so we didn't, it actually comes with an additional cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a substantial amount.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I wasn't sure about that.
And their quote does not include the irrigation or the bubblers because they don't have anybody
Yeah.
on staff that does that.
So do we need to get, like, if we got one more quote, just to sort of establish competitiveness, would that allow us and/or city council to launch this project?
That is totally up to you. Our part of the process, without going into the RFP process, is to reach out to other folks, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they need to submit a proposal.
Gotcha.
So technically, us sending out that proposal, we did our due diligence of,
So we've
trying to
made a
understand.
request, and
That's-
so, given that, it sounds like we should go with Moss Verde. It's a more comprehensive job and quite a bit less money.
and if you did, all you guys would need to do is make a recommendation to city council, and then I'd be happy to move that forward. I think this would need to most likely go on to the next city council for March, just because we're kind of in on our deadline for submitting things for this month's city council meeting.
Wait, the deadline is at 5 p.m. today, so technically we.
That
could
is correct,
pass it.
yeah.
I would like to have it for this one, just because spring is a good time to,
February's a great.
Yeah.
month to
Yeah, because
do
we
this.
did reach out to not only Moon Nursery, but 2 other contractors, and we didn't hear back from them,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I could,
We need a
I
motion.
could make a motion,
Yes.
well, okay, I'd like to make a motion to, accept Mas Verde's proposal, by its most recent quoted number.
And do you want to
Is there a second
recommend that to, for city council?
for
just
city
a-
council?
I second that.
Okay.
Yes, for city council to review and
And,
approve.
yeah, and we recommend they review and approve, yeah, said bid or something.
And we recommend they review and approve.
Okay, so you have your motion. Diana, did you second that?
I did.
Okay.
Any more discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, motion passes. And so please put that in the packet by 5 PM today.
I will work on that. Thank
And I know, you know, since this has come before council before, they should be pretty familiar with it. They may ask us specifically where the trees are gonna go, and you can tell them that we are working through that if they have suggestions, but we're gonna work with our committee, to do the walkthrough with Mas Verde and a couple of neighbors who are very interested.
Okay. And one thing that I did, or I forgot to mention, and we can always talk about it offline, we will be missing 2 city council members for this next city council meeting next week. And we have items that are going up for public hearing, but we're not necessarily taking action on them since everyone's not there. So I'm not sure if you still want it to be on this coming meeting. Okay. All right.
And they can always say, we don't have enough people.
Yeah,
or
they can-
they can defer, but I'd rather give them the opportunity. If this is an easy win for them,
Mm-hmm.
we'd like to give them an
Okay.
easy
Yeah,
win.
it's, I don't believe Mas Verde's proposal has changed, just the dollar amount.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
So, and they've already, well, the RCDC approved it with, other quotations. So, yeah,
We know
please
council
throw it at
likes
them.
Oh.
I mean, you're right, it's prime time to plan.
Okay.
These are good times.
Well, great. Awesome. I will do that then.
Great, thank you. All right, and we already got the update for the outstanding park projects.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing was discussion possible action identifying prioritizing projects for 2025. I'm totally happy to wait until Mary Elizabeth and Lori come back to do that, but just you can keep working on your list of things what to do next, and either send them to me or bring them to the next meeting. Okay. Does that sound good?
Yeah, works for me.
We could scare up some workable money with our fundraising
Yeah.
strategy. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think let's think on it and do it next meeting.
Cool.
My thoughts.
Great, yeah. All right, anything else? Great. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.